I'm not sure why it took me a while to realize this, but like the connection between not having time to play, not having, like, making actual time to have fun, and the increased rates of like nicotine cravings or cravings for caffeine or cravings for sugar, just like, I don't know, anything that gives you kind of an instant stimulation of the dopamine receptors in your brain. And I'm sure this goes for other drugs as well, but I mean, those were the three that I most commonly used. And I don't know why I didn't get this earlier. Like, at least I have a tendency to work, and solely work. And if you look at a lot of my videos, it talks about, I don't know, how to be less type A and, I don't know, enjoy the world and relax a little bit. But when you're constantly working, like, your brain, we're all basically just giant kids. Like, our brain chemistry has changed a little bit, but like, when you were kids, you made time to play. You went outside, you had fun. I didn't really continue doing that. I more threw myself into school and grades and working. And what winds up happening is your brain finds other ways to get that instant dopamine fix, to get the dopamine that it needs, because it's not getting it from going outside and having fun, playing with others. Hell, building a Lego set. Like, so it gets it from nicotine, which is highly stimulating of the dopamine receptors in your brain. It can get it from caffeine. It can get it from overconsumption of social media, which is very stimulating. It can get the same stuff from sugar. And when you try to break any of these habits, you just wind up feeling like very low energy, like, you just feel off, and you feel like there's just not enough dopamine in your brain, and like there's something missing. And you can move through this with breath exercises by bringing yourself into the present moment, but you eventually fall out of it. You can't be extremely conscious, extremely aware 24/7. You're gonna have cravings, and I thought the key was just to ignore those cravings. Like, well, I have the craving to have nicotine. I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to ignore it. But that kind of goes against my sense of listening to my body. And what I mean by that is, my brother told me one day, he's like, dude, go study the neurochemistry of it. Like, look at what receptors, like what nicotine does for your brain, what could be a good habit or a good thing that you could do to substitute for that in order to give those receptors what they want. Because your body's telling you that it needs something. Like, even though you're interpreting that signal of need as, let's go use nicotine, it's telling you, hey man, we're low dopamine, go do something that's fun. And when you're a workaholic, it's really convenient to just pull out a vape and hit that at your desk while you're working. Like, it is easy to do. You can do that between classes. You can work your brains out and smoke and vape pretty much as you want. Smoking is a little bit more time consuming, but like, because you have to go outside for it. But I mean, you can consume as much caffeine as you want. There's just things that allow you to get the dopamine fixes your body needs in order to function, because you need dopamine in order to do certain neurochemical processes. But you're not actually getting them from a healthy way. Like, you need to listen to your body, and when you think that you're craving something, look at the receptors that it's actually playing on, and then be like, am I actually craving this, or does my body just want more dopamine in it? How are some healthy ways that I could do that? Well, you could go skiing, you could go hang out with friends, you could go walk in the woods, you could go swimming, like, you could go build a Lego set. There's just other ways that are actually healthier for you to resolve them by just having some fun. And I think that's what you miss. Like, as we grow up, we're like, well, we don't really play. Like, when was the last time I don't know, you've played with your kids or watched your kids play with your nieces or nephews. Like, it's a different style of play. Like, they're playing, they're so engaged, they're having fun. And then my niece is like, here's a little ducky for you. And I'm like, well, what's the ducky's name? Like, it's just, I'm not used to playing the imaginary stuff anymore because I've just lost the skill from not using it enough. But I really feel like there's something to having more fun. And I'm not saying don't work. Working is amazing. I'm saying on the off time from work, have more fun. Drinking isn't classified as fun. Hanging out with your buddies is fun, but drinking is just a horrible trash show for your body. So peace out.